Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to all four of you for being nominated. I look forward to getting you confirmed quickly and expeditiously. So, Mr. Conrad, I'll start with you. What's the state of our maritime industry in America? How would you assess that competitively? Are we in the top 10, bottom 10, middle of the pack?
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate that question a lot. Something I consider, I lose sleep over all the time. I'm not even sure we're on the scale.
And so the next question is, what happened? Because that wasn't always the case. You go back to the 40s, and we won World War II because we could produce a lot of ships. So what happened from then till now?
Yes, Senator, that's correct. Actually, though, as I mentioned in the opening, we've been fighting this for 150 years. The first stab at trying to repair a badly damaged merchant marine happened with the House Select Committee on the Merchant Marine in 1870. And we've been repeating cycles of this ever since. So we've had a long history of not getting it right. Now, to answer your question directly, that is true. We did a great job of cycling up for World War II because we had the industrial capacity to do it. Our merchant marine was in tough shape prior to that. Prior to World War I, we had to cycle up, but we did it late. Most of the ships we built for the World War I surge were too late to be delivered to matter for the war effort. World War II, we had to cycle up again. Interestingly enough, Mr. Kaiser was a dam builder and is the one that built the ships. So we did a great job, but we had we knew how to build things then. That's the difference. We knew how to build things. Our industrial capacity hadn't rotted yet. After World War II, and by the way, there's a problem. Every time we do this, every time we cycle up, build a lot of stuff for a war, and then the war's over, then we're faced with what do we do with all these ships? And that creates a boom and bust cycle that's not healthy. But we let our industrial capacity rot again, except this time we let it rot too far. And I personally don't believe we could do that again. I don't believe we have the industrial capacity we need right now to be able to do that. And I think that it manifests itself all throughout the maritime industry. And in many ways, it ripples out into our U.S. economy. It is imperative that in order to get the maritime industry right, we need to fix the underlying maritime infrastructure and industrial capacity. At the end of the day, wealth of a country is not about how many dollars are in the bank. The wealth of a country is our capability to build our own future for tomorrow. And we have sacrificed that, and we need to get it back. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate that. And obviously, all of us can sense that's really a matter of national security. Mr. Harvey, there's obviously ports in Florida and Texas and the East Coast, the West Coast, although don't hold my breath for new ports going into the West Coast with the current political environment. They may find a frog that may have passed by that land and prohibit any construction there. But there is a place called the Great Lakes. President Trump did not name them, so I don't want to get my Democrat colleagues upset, but they are a huge natural resource for this country. In Lake Erie, we have the Port of Cleveland. Could you talk about what you're going to do to make certain that we revitalize the Great Lakes shipping industry?
Thank you, Senator. As I said in my opening, that the Great Lakes region is has a special place to me because that's where I grew up and actually watched sort of the deindustrialization of that part of the country. And I think there's no way to restore America's maritime dominance without restoring our industrial dominance. So I think we just have to be aware that everything that we do at the FMC in terms of rules, regulations, not only helps the international carriers, but really focuses also on what's happening on the Great Lakes.
Yeah, because we compare the Port of Miami, for example.
Yes, sir.
Where you have these monstrosity giant cruise ships. You're not going to get a lot of industrial capacity there, nor would it be logistically feasible. But when you bring things into places like Cleveland, it's dramatically easier to feed our industrial base. And I just want to make sure we don't have a Florida-centric or Southern-centric view of this, that we understand how critical the Great Lakes are. So I want it to have a special place in your heart, but also in your mind and in your pocketbook, so that we're looking at the Great Lakes and refurbishing that. So I have your commitment, both of you, Ms. DeBella as well. Yes.
My response to that, I would take the same approach that we did at the state level when thinking about where the export needs are, and perhaps ways that we could potentially help. You know, where are the bottlenecks in the system? Where's overregulation? Are there issues with Canada? Or, you know, are there trying to enhance the capabilities in and around that region that would utilize the resources that are there, the infrastructure that's there in order to export and also import. So obviously I believe there's a lot of agriculture that comes in and out of there that would support, the middle America. So it's really examining the supply chain, once again, what is dominating, from an import and export activity, and how can we help?
Perfect. Maybe we'll get you all to Cleveland after we confirm you.
That would be great.
Just remember, Cleveland on the lakes is much earlier than Minnesota.